Someone put this torch here. This is not how I wanted to start my episode. Why is it here? Is it because mobs can spawn in this room? Well, I guess I'll have to find out. Let's hope it's not a creeper. This is how I wanted to start my episode. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Mesified server. We are flying through the sky. It looks amazing. Check that out. And we're going to drop down on the Dangland because I want to show you a new friends that we made here on the server. Come on now, let's just fly around gently. Let's watch out for that skeleton and pop down over here next to the giant box of obsidian. If you remember, I actually gave all of that to Doc. And yeah, this is our new friend over here. His name is Lil Husky, and he's hiding behind the jukebox. This is his recording booth. This is a friend that we made during a live stream. Check out this little guy. He's a baby husk, and because husks are a little bit bigger, you can sort of see like the halfway block of the top of the block there. His head is just a little bit taller than it. He's just a little bit bigger than one block, and the other baby zombies are a little bit smaller than them. Anyway, this guy is cool. Lil Husky kind of sounds like a rap name, so he's a rapper. He's hanging out here in his recording booth, making some sick tunes and all of that stuff. And yeah, I wanted to introduce you to him. Also, check me out whenever we walk through this bit. We change colour. Bam. Strange stuff. I also wanted to show you that we've been making progress on this game over here. Basically, I started this game with the intention of it taking me about 1 or 2 episodes to complete, and I've since realised that in order to make this game really good, and I realised this after we did our test with Python, I probably need to spend like a fair amount of time working on this. So things have been done. Let me introduce you to what's going on over here. This shouldn't be here, by the way. That should actually be down there in the dispenser. We created a system that will allow the boats with a chicken in to go down into this area, and for the boats and the chicken to be separated over here. So the boat gets destroyed by the cactus, the chicken goes down below, and you press this button to remove that barrier so that the chicken and the boat can flow over there, and then it pops back up, but it also gives you a new boat as well, which is pretty cool. And whenever we get around to working on this again, I don't know when it will be in an episode, but I should have a few more mechanics like that figured out. And so what we've done is we dug away all of the space down below, giving us the ability to mess around with redstone and create obstacles. And so far I've just been doing some experiments over here, and they haven't really gone too far. But this is the crazy redstone circuit that controls the stuff that I just showed you a moment ago, and beyond that there isn't really too much to do. So I've been busy on the server, lots of things have been getting done, and in this episode we're actually going to jump back and forth and I'll show you some of these things that I've been up to. But our plan for today's episode is to work on the Blaze Farm, or more so the tunnel that is going to connect it to the Nether Hub. So let's head over to the Nether Hub right now. Go away you. And let's check it out. So back at the hub, some things have changed. I think I've recorded in here before and forgot to mention this bit had been recently added. The problem with it is it fits in so well that you'll barely bat an eyelid when it's been built, because you know it's the same theme and everything. And over here I have a tunnel reserved for our Blaze Farm. We're going to be building the tunnel that connects it to the hub down to the Blaze Farm in this episode. However, I'm a little bit unsure on how to proceed at the moment. You see, here is my original plan. This would go diagonally downwards, and somewhere back here I already built a little bit of the tunnel. Where is it? There it is. So that leads you all the way down to the Blaze Farm, and that's cool. I thought it would be pretty fun to build a diagonal tunnel. I realise as I'm saying diagonal, I'm talking about the vertical axis. So we're talking about a slope going downwards, and I will help out Python with some soul sand in a bit. But for now, I'll message him after is what I'm saying. Yeah, for now we're going to focus on this. The problem is, if I go like sloped downwards, our tunnel is going to basically block off the space behind this one, and possibly whatever goes behind that, and this one as well. You know, we're going to make things difficult for other things around here. And I really wanted to do a slope tunnel, so that's going to be something we save for a later date here on the Hermitcraft server. Another little challenge to do a tunnel that goes, you know, sloping downwards. So what we'll do back here is simply build a translocator elevator first of all, something with pistons that's going to take us up and down. So, you know, you want to go to the Blaze Farm, you take the elevator up and down, and then it will go off to the Blaze Farm when, you know, it reaches the bottom. The cool thing about this though is that this may able to be shared with other people's tunnels if it ever gets congested around here. The fact that it drops down means that there could then be like a hub at the bottom, and it could go off in several different directions. So we're going to design the initial part here as a hub going downwards. So I'm going to help out Python get himself some soul sand, and then we're going to work on making this translocator elevator. So I've dug down straight into a wither fortress, and what do we have right here? It is a wither skeleton. Hello, you. Hi, are there two of you? There's two of them. Quick. Quick. Oh, he's withered me. He's withered me, and I should probably eat first. Well, I was going to say, Hi! Watch out, little guy. We don't want to attack him. We've got to be careful of the swipe attack. Well, I was hoping to... Let's nudge him out of the way. This guy's going to get us in trouble. I know it. I was hoping to possibly get a wither skeleton skull. Looks like this guy's going to be causing me some troubles, though. Oh, watch out, Bo Baddie. No, we didn't get a skull, unfortunately. Alright then, we have had a change of plans, and that is because we don't want to be using no crazy redstone pistons right here. We don't actually have a lot of space for this hub, and I was thinking, do you know what, a minecart elevator would probably suffice for this. So we got one of those in the middle here. This is very small, so what I could really do with this is kind of limited, plus I didn't really kind of feel like I had the right ideas. I don't know, it's very plain. There's a bit of red nether brick thrown in between the regular nether brick, and this acts as a pathway to another area as well. So this could just be another tunnel that leads off in this direction if ever we needed it, and it can go down below as well. But the reason we're limited on space is because of the sides and the fact that we've got these other tunnels right here. So that is why we're going down below, and it's down there that we'll build a nice big room using some of the new blocks. I want to use some nether brick, red nether brick, and some bone blocks as well. Anyway, the way to use this is to simply drop down, and then at the bottom there is a ladder so you don't take fall damage. And also there is a block here because this is the floor height that matches the blaze farm. So this area down below will be at this height, and then I want to pop up onto a block, and yeah, just so the roof of the room can be a little bit higher. I've since sort of realised though it's going to be limited by these blocks. What if I remove that? Can I still... No, you got to jump to get to it then. So I don't know how that's going to work. I guess... Oh, apparently that's not allowed. Well, I've got something else to show you. It's this over here. I've shown it in previous videos, our passive mob farm tunnel, and I've done the redstone for this. Did it in a live stream, and it worked out pretty cool. If you haven't seen this setup before, I'll run over it quickly. When you're coming in a minecart this way, you're going to run into the cactus. Now, you won't take any damage. The minecart will get popped off, and it will go into this hopper, and it will lead down to a dispenser down there. Now, what we have is a pressure plate here, which has got a torch on it. That torch is going around the side underneath and powering this block, and that means that this is powered here. So when you stand on the pressure plate, the powered rails turn off. They also activate the dispenser, and that means that you get a minecart. So these things, by the way, on either side is so that when you walk in and out like that, you don't stand on the pressure plate. But if you do want to use this thing, you stand on it, and there's some glass here to stop you from walking off of the pressure plate. Now, because we're standing on it, it means that the powered rails are off, so we get in the minecart and they turn on, and that is just fantastic. Now, the question is... Oh, we're lagging. Yeah, we're lagging. So it's kind of hypnotic to look straight ahead like this as the tunnel loads up. Anyway, what I was going to say is, can we get this minecart by jumping off and clicking once? Yes, we can. Excellent. And now we will ride it back to demonstrate how it works with the cactus. Alright, so into the cactus we go, and the minecart gets picked up by the hopper, and it goes down into the dispenser. So I am finishing up what has been not a terribly great creative process. I am struggling to really get on board with the ideas that I've got here, but at this point, ouch, I've got something that feels reasonable and feels like the beginning of the room that we could have as the hub. So, really wanted to use these new textures, and I feel kind of forced to do so. But you can see we've got bone blocks, we've got the red nether brick and the magma down there. And what was the other one that they added? It was the nether wart block. So maybe we can throw that in here somewhere and use all four. But in the middle, what we actually have is a fence post underneath here. So it brings us up to the height that we can right click on this and go all the way to the top. So it's looking okay at the moment. It's kind of hard for me to envision anything else beyond what we've done so far, but it does feel a little bit like closed in, having all of this netherrack around. So maybe opening it up will help me get some inspiration here and figure out what we're going to do. But the bone blocks, if you haven't figured it out, are basically going to lead you in one of 4 directions, and one of those will be to the blaze farm. You may have noticed there's some nether warts in my hotbar here. If we go up to the top, I decided just to put some of those in the corners there, and these one have grown, which look pretty cool. That one's taken its time, and it's been here for quite a long time. I've been logged in for a very long time doing this, and yeah, just a little bit of detail. So taking a break from the nether, it can get a little bit gloomy down there. We're back in the brown district. Just wanted to show you over here in the plot fellas area that we've got a giant squid floating off in the distance. That is Force's new shop. How you get up there, I don't know. I'm going to guess probably with a nether portal. And Biff's shop has also been moved to over here. And it used to have a blaze face on it. That's actually going to change now. Anyway, what I wanted to show you is just around the corner here. Check it out. There is now a toll booth that's going to take you into the Dangland. And this is one of the things that many of you talked about when I made this little pathway over here. And I talked to Doc about it. He said, you know, not to worry, but if you want to add something like that here, then it's something that we can do. So this banner is something that I made in a live stream as well. It's got a creeper face on it, which means we used a creeper skull. Very rare and I would say expensive. It was only 16 diamonds, which I think is a really good price. So we used that to make this, and that's now the banner for the Dangland. And this is the entrance, which sort of looks alright from here. The idea is that you chuck a diamond in down here and it activates it. Of course, because I've created this, apparently I am allowed free access to go across, so we can throw an ender pearl. Yes, any player can do that. You know, if they can throw an ender pearl here, they can break the blocks, they can jump over the cliff, and you know, there's many ways to get into the Dangland other than this. But it's sort of like a courtesy thing to put a diamond in when you come over here. So it's kind of hard to see it. That chicken is massive and it's always in the way. But it just sort of looks like a bit of an extension to what we'd already done, which is exactly what it is. And the redstone for this thing was pretty cool as well. I don't really want to tear it up though. Maybe we can. Let me go grab my axe. Okay, so we've got to break a couple of blocks along here to go in and have a look at the redstone. It's pretty easy to explain. We're using trapdoors under here so we can open and close them, and because of the height, it means, you know, you can't go through unless it's open. So down here we have one of Impulse's item filters, and when the signal extends to this block, we take that and use it to open the door. Now it will extend when a diamond has been put into here. If I put something else in, it's not going to go down below. And there is endstone in there because I haven't actually configured it for diamonds yet. That is something that I definitely need to do. Anyway, it will then go into this, which is a pulse extender using comparators, which just holds the door open for a little while. So very simple and straightforward stuff. So, hi. Hitting a little bit of a wall with that down there, I've decided that we will actually now move on to our blaze farm. And I wanted to build the floor out of nether brick. I really like how this looks on the floor. We're going to use the 2 different clays on the side, but it got me thinking, parts of this area are definitely part of a nether fortress bounding box, which means I do believe that a blaze could technically spawn on one of these, which is not great news when you're trying to head to a blaze farm. And also, if it gets aggravated, it might aggravate the blazes in the farm, so you'd have to kill it before you go into there. The other thing, though, is that we've got some carpet here, and carpet is flammable, so that would be a little bit of a problem. But in this game, we do like to travel places quickly. I didn't feel like a minecart system was suitable for such a short journey, and I wanted something to be very non-intrusive. So we have the black at the bottom, which is, you know, quite similar to the nether brick, at least in tone. Bam, there we go. And then up here we are going to have some glass down the middle. Now this bit might not be so successful, but the idea is that we would be able to bob our heads up and down underneath it. It is actually very thin now that I set it up. So we hold down control, we tap spacebar. That's actually probably going to be quite easy, and we will go very far with that. But then around this, what we will be doing is adding in the clay colours. And which way around I'm actually going to do this, I'm not sure. But I think we'll probably, well, we've got that there anyway. We'll probably go with this. So one is going to be higher and the other is going to be lower. Okay, there we go. That lines up. So the yellow is going to be bigger. Actually, no, I think I wanted it to be like this. So it's the lower one down, but it's wider out. And then what we do with the cyan is we go higher up. So we go up to there, and we come down in this space. So then the next one pops back, but it's lower as well. So 1, 2, 3 like that, then we go across here. Yep, that's pretty much what I'm going for. And if we repeat this all the way down the tunnel, I think it's going to look pretty interesting. So let's just get a little bit more of this in place. What we're also going to do is throw in some redstone lamps as well. That's gone in the wrong spot. Let's take care of that. And the redstone lamps will go down the bottom so that the thing is nicely lit, and that is starting to look pretty cool, but it will be repeated all the way down. So I've crafted a bunch of lamps, and we've got some redstone blocks here as well. I was about to put the redstone block below, but if we put it in the middle, it will power the redstone lamp on either side. So this is how we get light into this area, and that's one of the reasons that I use packed ice in the middle. Yes, it is more expensive, but as you can see, the light here would melt it if it were regular ice. So anyway, that is the idea for the tunnel. Let's expand it all the way down and see how it looks. Wow, look at that. One word comes to mind, which is clean. This is a very, very clean design. There we go. And the glass, by the way, probably would look better without it, which is why I picked something that isn't going to be too intrusive. Now, if we had yellow that was the same as this yellow, then maybe it would match better, but unfortunately it's going to pop out quite a lot. So we can just tap spacebar and we get down there very quickly, and then the feel of the tunnel just sort of opens up into this room. And I like that so much. It's cool. It's very repetitive. As I said, very clean, and I do like it. Yeah, this has turned out really good. So we're not going to be working on this for this episode. Well, I'll probably have another little look at it. I feel like if you're not quite sure where you're going, if you don't quite have the inspiration for something, you probably shouldn't rush it. So maybe we can save that for another day and do something else for this episode, which is good because I got something else in mind. So before we move to our next project, I remembered that we may have some sales over here at the gold shop, aka the diamond farm. Now that we got that massive farm in the Nether, it's so easy to generate gold. Let's have a little look. Wow, a block of diamond. Do you know what? It just sort of occurred to me, I don't think I've crafted one of these or even placed it. That might be the first diamond block that I've placed on this server. And that texture is gorgeous, but it feels so crazy to build with it. So, hey, we've got another one right there. Another block of... We are generating blocks of diamonds. This is amazing. And a third one. 3 blocks of diamonds. That is absolutely fantastic. And no more sales beyond that. We're also going to go quickly check a couple of our other shops and see if we've got any more diamonds. Okay, we've sold another expo. That's terrific. Those don't need stocking up. What are really in demand are the fly bows. They are a lot harder to craft, so I might have to have another go at making some more of them soon, as we're currently out of them. And the other place where we've got some diamonds is our cobble and stone shop. Now, the prices here are very cheap, but over time it becomes very convenient, and we've got a few diamonds in each of these chests. So I've been working on restocking these. I think it's like 6 or 8 stacks, or maybe a little less per diamond, but you can see, you know, it is a resource that people need because it's in the mesa, and there's a lot of digging to be done to get to that stone and cobble. So we have made a few sales there. All in all, looking pretty good. Let's craft these down. How many diamonds in total? 42. Absolutely amazing. So for our next project, we've got to travel through here. Mumbo Jumbo, the Olicopter. Aha, I need to speak to Mumbo because he's reserved this tunnel, and it's kind of ideal for where our portal is. But Mumbo's already got 2 portals over here, so I don't really want to like intrude on what he's doing, but maybe there is an opportunity for us to combine all 3 together. We got a ghast over there. Let's quickly go through this portal and hide from it. Yeah, the project that we're going to start is a witch farm. Now, you've seen these done before, but the witch farm we will be building on this server will have some very unique properties to it, the likes of you may have not seen before unless you pay attention to a lot of the smaller technical YouTubers. We're going to be building Nembomb's design, and some of you will know that name. Now, in a live stream I came over here and I prepped this portal, and I thought, okay, what's the distance for which mobs won't be able to spawn? 24 blocks, good, we'll build it right there. That is actually quite silly. We want to be even higher up in the sky where our portal is, which is also going to be our AFK spot, because we don't we don't want to load lots of the area around here. We want to load as little of it as possible, and we do that by going higher up into the sky. So I think it's around Y160 that we need to go to, and that means that we will be loading the very bottom of the farm where the witches are going to land. Now, I'm not really going to do too much in this episode to begin with, but a long time ago I claimed this hut, and now I think we are going to be ready to start building on it. But we have a big problem, and that is that this is actually inside of a forest biome. You can see right here it says swampland. We go over next to the hut and inside it and around it, and it will say forest. So let's just pop up in here and keep your eye on the biome. It says forest. The entire thing is built in the forest, and some people in the stream were speculating that this means that no witches will spawn inside of it, and that is actually not true. And we're going to prove that using Nembomb's mod for seeing the spawn rates, or potential spawns would probably be the better way to word it, of a space in the game. And that's going to make so much more sense when I actually show you this. So we are not going to go on the Hermitcraft server right now. We are actually going to connect to a server called localhost, and on this server there is a mod running. Now this also has a world which uses the same seed as Hermitcraft. So here is the hut that we've claimed on Hermitcraft, and if we turn around you will see that there is no giant olicopter up in the sky. So we're on the same world, but it's been newly generated, it's got the same seed, so we're looking at the same witch hut. Now the mod that is on this server allows you to place down a pink carpet, hello, hi, and it will tell you the spawning potentials of that space. So if we right click here you can see that there is a 26% chance that a witch could spawn, and up to 4 of them could spawn at once. And so if I just place this down in different places you'll see different numbers emerge. Maybe if we go over here to the beach things are different. There you go. Anyway, let's head back over to the witch hut and let's place down a carpet on the inside here. So you can see in the very middle a 69% that a witch would spawn, and a little closer to the side, 67. That might have something to do with the light levels because of the moonlight. If we go on the roof, it's just 28%. Anyway, this mod is running on the server, so it's sending us this stuff through the chat, and it's made by Nembomb MC. If you are interested in using this mod, there is more than just the pink carpet. There's all sorts of different tools you can use to learn about where mobs can spawn, and he's done a video explaining how to use the mod. I'm going to put a link to that in the description box. You should go over to his channel and check it out, because we're also going to be building his witch farm design. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this because once again we are in a forest biome and we are placing this down, and this mod is telling us what the vanilla game will do, and so the witches will spawn in there, which means we're good to go and use this witch hut. So it is quite the view from up here of Mumbo's area, and when he's up here in the olicopter there is a chance that he'll be loading the witch farm, but it might just be a bit too far away for this thing to work properly. We have now moved the portal up to Y160 because that is going to be a far better spot to AFK. We're going to be loading the entire witch farm when obviously it's finished being built, and we're loading much less of our surrounding area. But anyway, with Mumbo in the area working down there, I'm pretty sure it'll help us get some drops as well. But there is just one more thing that we need to do before we can actually build this farm. So the farm that we're going to build is a very special farm, and we are going to require the services of Derp, the guys who pranked us a couple of episodes back. But this farm is going to require some skeletons, so I am willing to forgive and forget. Perhaps Derp will be interested in working with us and helping us find these skeletons. So I've written them a request. It says, "Dear Derp, although you trashed the Plotfellas property with your failed attempt to prevent us from selling plots, I am willing to forgive and forget as I require your services. If you're interested, then I would hire the 2 of you to deliver 15, yes 15, skeletons with unenchanted bows to the witch hut at the back of Mumbo's base. In the Nether you can find a portal behind Mumbo's too. I know it may sound like a lot, but they will certainly be put to good use. Let me know if you are up to the challenge. Signed, Asuma." So we're going to put this in the orders chest over here. Of course, I'll let Tango and Impulse know they have an order as well, and then we'll have to wait on those guys, of course, if they choose to accept. And then when we have those 15 skeletons, we will be able to start work on the farm. But it requires 15 skeletons to make it work, so think about that. It's going to be a very interesting witch farm. In fact, the sort of mob farm that I don't think I've ever done anything quite like before, and we'll of course start that in a future episode. That is going to be it from me this one. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. As always, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.